Hare Krishna. Meditation shrinks our problems by expanding our realization of God's greatness. When we face problems, sometimes we feel ourselves overwhelmed by the problem. And quite often, the more we think of the problem seems to go bigger and bigger and bigger, and our capacity to deal with the problem seems to grow smaller and smaller and smaller. And thus, we end up not being able to deal with the problem simply because we have allowed ourselves to be overwhelmed. By dwelling on the problem seems to go bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. When we keep thinking like this, what happens is we get discouraged by this, and that inability to do something becomes becomes an inability to do anything, because we become disheartened. And when we become disheartened, that disheartening becomes it takes away our capacity to do anything constructive. That's why when we are facing problems, it's vital that we have some facility by which we can take the mind off the problems and put the mind on something else. And that facility is provided by meditation. Meditation is not just a ritual utterance of some sounds, or it is not just sitting in a posture. It is actually redirection of the mind from the temporary to the eternal. And when we do that through the process of meditation, the most sustainable object, the most satisfying object, the most strengthening object on which we can fix our mind is Krishna. So when we fix our mind on Krishna, the meditation offers us as a process by which we can redirect our mind. The repetition of sacred sounds of mantras that directs our sound away from our consciousness, from the external objects, to the indwelling Lord, to the Supreme Lord. And when we let our consciousness be moved this way, inwards, towards the Supreme, then as we meditate more and more on the Supreme, the more we realize His greatness. The more we realize that He is still in control, and He is bigger than any problem that we have ever faced or we will ever face. That His shelter is never lost, no matter what big problem comes and what other shelters it devastates in this world. To the extent we recognize this reality, that the world's shelter is infallible, but Krishna's shelter is infallible, and to the extent we take shelter in Krishna, the awareness of Krishna's greatness and Krishna's kindness, that Krishna loves us, cares for us, and He will help us to deal with the problems. This awareness of Krishna's greatness and kindness, that gives us the strength by which we can deal with the problem. So the problem which has become artificially enlarged, bloated, because of our obsessive dwelling on it, that problem shrinks again. And we realize, yes, this is a problem and I need to deal with it. But I have faced many problems in my life and I have lived on. And this problem also, it is there today. After some time it will go. Let me deal with it to the best of my capacity. And in this way, when we are calm, when we are focused, then we can deal with the problems effectively. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in 18.58, Mat chittah sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi atha chettam ahankaran nashroshyasi vinangshasi mat chittah. He says, if you become conscious of me, you will pass over all obstacles by my grace. Machittah sarva durgani. All obstacles you will pass over. Mat prasadat tarishyasi. By mercy you will cross over. So therefore, we by machittah, Krishna is saying, we become conscious of me. And meditation is a systematic process by which we can become conscious of Krishna. So the more we become conscious of Krishna, the less we will be conscious of the world's ups and downs, and thus we will be able to transcend whatever, tolerate and transcend whatever problems which come in our life, without unnecessarily obsessing over them, without unnecessarily enlarging them, and without unnecessarily disheartening ourselves. Instead, by meditating on the Lord, we will strengthen ourselves and find the best way to deal with the problem. Thank you. Hare Krishna.